does not look like this is gonna end well.
James Gunn took over DC Studios. Fans were promised a fresh start.
You sure about that?
Many hoped Supergirl will continue that momentum. Instead, Supergirl feels like one of the biggest disappointments of the new DCU.
Fuck.
The biggest problem is in the cast. Milly Alcock does everything she can with the material, but the screenplay never gives her a truly compelling story. The emotional moments rarely land. The humor often interrupts serious scenes, and several action sequences feel like they're just there simply because every superhero movie is expected to have them. The writing is where the movie falls apart. Characters make questionable decisions simply to move the plot forward. The villain lacks depth and the emotional arcs feel undeveloped. Rather than telling a memorable story, the film often relies on familiar superhero cliché. By the time the credit roll, there's little that feels unique or unforgettable. Critics were mixed on the movie. The film currently sits around 57% on Rotten Tomato and has a 49 Metascore, suggesting that professional reviewers were divided rather than overwhelmingly positive. Many praised Milly Alcock's performance while criticizing the screenplay and storytelling. Some reviews described the movie as repetitive, lacking emotional weight, and too dependent on James Gunn's signature style without capturing what makes his best films work. Critics from outlets including RobertEbert.com, Time, Slate, and Forbes all highlighted issues with the writing and overall execution. Variety even went on to call the movie horrendous, which is pretty funny. The box office tells a concerning story as well. Opening against strong competition, Supergirl debuted with roughly 38-40 million domestically, well below. Attention everyone, newsflash. Supergirl just made $37.1 million in North America this weekend and $62.6 million globally, which is a huge loss. The DC Warner Brothers spent $170 million to produce and roughly $120 million in marketing. So this is a huge loss for Supergirl for this weekend.
Gandalf?
Instead of building excitement for the future of the DC universe, the film immediately found itself overshadowed by Toy Story 5. For many fans, that's worrying because this movie was supposed to prove that the DCU could constantly deliver quality films, not just one successful reboot. Alright, let me just tell you that this movie feels like Guardian of the Galaxy Part 4. I mean, it has James Gunn's writing all over this whole thing, man. Like the environment, the way this movie feels, the way they look, the way when they're in space, the way the environment of the space feels. I mean, this has James Gunn writing all over it, which fucking sucks because you know what, man? Supergirl, man, she's like Superman's cousin, man. You gotta make it a lot more better than that. I mean, we find Milly Alcock and give her credit because her acting was good. It's just the writing is really bad. I mean, the writer, what the hell was she thinking? Like seriously. Well, Milly Alcock did a great job. We find her celebrating her birthday, and she runs into a character named Null, and Null is seeking revenge from Krem. Don't even get me started about Krem. The worst bad guy you could ever see in any superhero movie. It doesn't matter Marvel or DC. That bad guy to me just seemed like a bum. He did not seem like a character that's like, that's going to create chaos and take over the world. He just seems like a bum doing bum things, He basically kills little girls. I guess he killed Null's parents, and she's after him throughout the whole movie. And the whole concept of them, Null meeting Kara, and it was at a bar where she's seeking Kara's help to kill Krem. And of course, Kara is a drunk little teenager because in this movie, she's 23. So she's not listening to anybody. And the fact of the matter is that they meet together. Kara doesn't want to help her, and then next thing you know, the dog, you don't even know his name, to be honest with you. But he runs into Krem, and Krem shoots him with poison, and he has 2 days. He has 2 days to find a cure so that he can live. So Kara accepts the challenge. She wants to find a cure, and she wants to, beat up Krem, because Krem hurt her dog. And that's the whole concept of the movie right there. It is basically about a freaking dog, Of course, Jason Momoa looks good in Lobo, but, he's not playing Lobo, guys. Come on. He's playing Jason Momoa. The guy that drinks beer, that drinks liquor, that kicks ass, and that says, oh yeah, And that's really about it. He has a bounty. He's seeking a bounty, and he's just looking for somebody. And he just, throughout the movie, he meets Kara, and he keeps running into them. And then we see him at the end just beating up the bad guys from Krem's crew. And, just at the end, she gets the antidote. She beat up the bad guy. She kills Krem, and that's the end of the movie, So the whole thing was based on getting the dog a freaking antidote. That's what it was, She obviously, Kara is lost, but at the end, I don't even know if she found her way, to be honest with you. In my opinion, James Gunn may be leaning too heavily into a formula that's starting to feel repetitive. The quirky humor, constant jokes during dramatic moments, popular music drops, and eccentric supporting characters work extremely well in projects like Guardians of the Galaxy. But repeating that approach across multiple DC films risks making the universe feel stylistically one note. That doesn't mean James Gunn is incapable of making great comic book movies. He's already proven he can, but if the goal to build a long-lasting DC universe, every movie needs its own identity instead of feeling like variations on the same formula. The DC universe has some of the greatest heroes ever created: Batman, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, Flash, and Superman. Fans want stories that take these characters seriously while still being entertaining. Hopefully DC learns from the reception to Supergirl. Strong performances can only carry a movie so far. Without stronger writing, memorable villains, and emotional storytelling, audiences may continue to lose interest. Milly Alcock deserves a stronger script. If the DCU wants to compete with the biggest franchises in Hollywood, the writing has to improve. So, this movie was so confusing. The writing was very bad. And I just think that, James Gunn, if he needs to improve, obviously, but if he doesn't do it quickly because those numbers are dipping down, he is going to get fire. And the only thing DC I'm looking forward to be honest with you guys, it's Batman Part 2. That is the only movie that I'm looking forward to. With DC, Clayface doesn't interest me. Supergirl, I just checked it off just for fun, but it was horrible, guys. Yep. Don't forget to like, to subscribe. And if you like what you're hearing, tell your friends, tell them to subscribe, smash that bell button, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.